got a lot going on with the Seattle Mariners, and it's pretty crazy, strange. Anything, any way you can describe that's somewhat negative or whatever. But let me get into it because it's pretty interesting. Their president and CEO named Kevin Mather had resigned from his role after some comments he made um at a Rotary Club on February 5th in Washington State. And because of that, the Mariners are doing damage control with their players. The ones that he called. I'll get to that right now. Um, so listen up. This is very confusing. So the video posted over the weekend, which I think it was this weekend, shows Mather talking about the club's organizational strategy and making controversial remarks about players that he's gotten over the years. And he took shots. He was like dissing or whatever. He took shots at former Japanese All-Star player Hisashi Iwakamu. I butchered that. And Dominican player Julio Rodriguez, who was also a prospect. Um he actually apologized for this and stepped down from his role as a result. Um and yeah, man, I got a quote from the team themselves. Or actually, no, my bad. It's a quote from the general manager Jerry DePito. He said, "We are very open with our players and urge them to be the same. And if they want to be angry, they should be. Frankly, they should be insulted, which I would be too. But at the same time, they are collectively driven towards what we're trying to do as a team. Um, I'm embarrassed that this is the way we're viewed because of those of you who've been around me or shot this team. This is not how we're wired. It's embarrassing to be categorized or deal with the stigma that we are now pinned with, and we have to shed it. It's ours to bear, and we now have to be accountable for that, and then find a way to grow beyond it." And this was reported by the ESPN Associated Press. So let me go first, Mario, because this is I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to do something like this. I'm pretty sure you're not. I don't know. I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments if I'm wrong on this. I'm pretty sure if you're a front office player, a front office executive for a sports team, I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to be publicly talking about a team strategy. I'm not sure. You can correct me on that. But honestly, what really intrigued me about this is not that he was talking about the team strategy, which is pretty intriguing within itself because like you don't really hear stuff like that. But what really intrigues me is that he was talking down on some players. That's what really intrigues me. And you know what? He doesn't. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. If he's gonna do that stuff, I don't think he should be considered for a job because you know you're getting these players, right? But then you're talking down on them. So what was the point of you getting them? You got them because you thought they would be a transitional face of the Seattle Mariners organization. So you talk down on them? Well, I'm sorry if you don't want to put a good product on the field. And I'm sorry for you Seattle Mariners fans out there, but I got to keep it blunt with you. Your team is not good. It has not been good for 18, 20 years, damn it. I'm being honest with you. I hate to be that blunt person, but that organization is a. Anyway, anyway, it's not their fault. They did whatever they could with the product that was being put on the field. All right, so why are you calling those players out? It's not their fault that you couldn't put a decent product on the field. I'm sorry, man, but after this, I don't think this dude deserves another job. Like, I would not want a president or a CEO to run the team I play for after I found out he was talking down the players and he's gonna go in the public and talk about the team strategy. Are you trying to dig your team into 6 feet under the ground? Like, I don't know what this dude's trying to do. Like, first you talk crap about your players, now you're gonna go out there and talk about what your team's gonna do in the future. Like, do you want all the like? Do you realize there's 29 other MLB teams out there? I mean, they can easily beat you, but still, you get my point. Like, I don't know, man. This is so strange to me because like it's so strange and disturbing because like one like I said, I mean, don't go out there and you talk about your team and what they're gonna do. That's something you keep to the organization. You know what I mean? It's like a pitcher, right? It's like if someone asked a pitcher what their strategy is. So like if a press guy would have asked the pitcher in a press conference what their strategy is. Like why would you like why would they why what would what in your right mind would make you think that they would give that up? and that's the question I asked this dude. What gave you the mind to just give up your plan like that? I don't understand, dude. I mean, it's very strange, very confusing, and I feel for the players on the Seattle Mariners. They have every single right to be upset. A lot of them have been expressing their feelings about it, and quite frankly, none of them are positive. I'll tell you that right now, and I don't blame them. And the GM even said it himself. He they should be disrespected. And you know what? They should be. They have every right to be disrespected. It's just immature. It's unnecessary. And quite frankly, I'll give it to you, Mario. And I just want to wish him the best of luck. But I gotta be real with you. I don't think this guy's gonna get another job after this.
I'll take it from there. I wish the Seattle Mariners the best of luck in hiring a new president and CEO. One thing I want to add, Nate, is that he was also talking about how they were manipulating services from Jared Kalenic and Logan Gilbert, these top prospects that he says are top prospects, and then he was giving out information basically about contract negotiations with James Paxton, and he called his veteran player Kyle Sager overpaid. So like I completely agree with you, Nate. You know, like if you got a CEO who's like just bashing players, and honestly, like I'm gonna be honest with you, Nate, we see it a little bit with coaches. You know, like some coaches, like you know, they'll express how they felt about like the way their team played. If it was like a bad game, they'll say it. Like the best one that comes to my mind, the only reason why I know this is because he's my coach. But Mike Zimmer said this is the worst defense I've ever had. Um, what else? I'm trying to think. Like there's a bunch of other coaches who ended up like you know just basically like kind of trashing like team play. But the difference between the coaches and this man right here is this guy is giving out important information about his franchise. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like now whether or not he was in agreement with whoever these prospects were, because there was a possibility that the general manager picked these prospects and then you know and then he just went along with it, right? There is a possibility with that, but the problem with this is they're your players now, and you need to treat your players like they're your own. You know what I'm saying? For as long as they're on that team, they're your players, and you should treat them and you should make sure that they are as comfortable as possible playing for your team. Okay, obviously, like you know, go privately and be like, hey, you know, like I'm gonna be honest, you're not playing like up to your expectations. That's fine. You know, sometimes you gotta be don't be harsh with it. Don't be like, hey, you suck. You know, but like you know, talk to him in private. Be like, look, the past few games or whatever, you haven't like really stepped up to expectations. Anything going on? Talk to your players, you know, privately. Don't say this out in a club, and then don't mention people and don't mention players' contract negotiations neither at clubs. That's their business. That's their privacy. You know, if I'm over here getting a contract extension, okay, or a negotiation, whatever it might be, I want that information to be private because that is my information. That is regarding my finances and my money. Why would I want anybody else to know about that? You know, they're gonna find out once obviously they're going to find out once the official report comes out that like hey you know I signed a contract with this team for these many years and this how many dollars, but until then I want everything private, you know, because personally that is my information to know. That's my financial like information that I should know. And not only that, you also don't know what else that was involved in that when he was talking about that contract negotiation. It could have been involving something with his family. It could have been involving something like, you know, well, like for instance, he there's a possibility he could sign a long-term deal because his family really likes the place or whatever, or it's a possibility he could sign a short-term deal because he's still trying to like find a house. Some like I'm not saying this is true. Those what I just said is true, but those are examples of like information that players might not want to be like released. You know, so like I completely understand. Yeah, the Mariners and every MLB team and every sports team in general, or even every business, we're gonna go even broader. Should have an owner and a CEO who cares about their company and wants their employees to feel as comfortable as possible. Here's the thing: we said it millions of times. Okay, owners own the team. That is absolutely correct. The owners are nothing without the players. They are nothing without the players. I don't care how much money you have. You could be the richest man on the planet. You are nothing without the players. And that's what these owners sometimes forget is that without the players, your organization isn't really anything, you know? The players is what makes up that organization. The players are what motivates other players to join that organization to play. And this is what these owners keep on forgetting. They feel like because they have all this money that they can say or do whatever they want and they can make their players feel like crap. Well, that's not true.
And
So go ahead, Nate.
and that's why I get so mad. It's like, and that's why I was so interested by when you brought up the coaches and the coach versus the front office executive. Like the coach is understandable. Like they say, like your defense is terrible. Like Mike Zimmer said, other coaches say, you played like whatever. I'm not gonna say those words, but like they don't do it because they don't want to talk down. They do it because it's like a motivational type thing. Like you played like crap today, play even better tomorrow.
Right.
But when you're the CEO, hold on, hold on. Let me finish. The CEO, right? Difference between the CEO and the coach that the coach coaches the product on the field. The CEO puts that product on the field. That
Right.
was your decision to make.
Right.
Go on.
And I mean, and I and I completely agree. And I'm not saying like like Coach Zimmer saying that is like it's like justifiable. It's not. Like I wouldn't say that in public. I feel like everything that you need to that any feelings that you have towards a player or towards an organization, keep it private. You know what I'm saying? Keep it private. Now, obviously, there's going beyond boundaries. Obviously, if you're going to be racist about it or whatever, like, I'm not saying he was or anything, but if you're going to be racist about it, then don't even say it at all. That's my opinion. Now, we covered that part. Now let me go to the part where you're judging their English skills. Really? The dude could speak a language that is so rare that there is not a translator in the United States of America that can translate for him. It does not matter. It shouldn't matter. What should matter is how they play. It's as simple as that. You're trying to put the best product on the field. Okay, clearly you're not happy with your product. That's fine. You know what I'm saying? Make your business moves and do your business in private. Okay, but it's another thing to be trashing these people's English skills. That's messed up. Okay, because people gotta realize, okay, Nate, people have to realize these international players come from international leagues, okay? They end up going to the United States and they gotta learn the language. They gotta adjust to playing by like North American rules, because remember we do have Toronto part of the MLB, so they gotta learn by North American rules of the MLB. They gotta learn how to play by MLB rules because international rules and MLB rules are completely different. So we got to give these international players a lot of credit. You know what I'm saying? Because they go through a lot to make it to the MLB. They go through a lot, and for you to be trashing their English skills, it's just really messed up. It really is. And I'm gonna be honest. Like, I mean, he resigned because he knew he was wrong. It's as simple as that. Now he apologized for his statements. He did apologize. Issued the comments aren't here, but he did apologize. And then the next day he decided to resign. These were from a month ago. Now he probably does now, hopefully, he's like learned his lesson from here. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, I shouldn't be trashing the product that I put that is on the field that my organization has put on the field. If I was unhappy with the product, I should have said that in private, opposed to going to a club and releasing that information. And who knows, Nate? Okay, you're at a club. Most likely, one of the things that people do at a club is drink. You could have maybe had a little bit too much to drink and splurred some information out, because that's what happens when you're drunk. You start splurring out information. Okay, I'm not saying that's exactly what happened. I'm not saying that, because it's not confirmed. That could be a possibility though. So I'm not justifying it if it is, but that could be definitely a possibility. The point I'm trying to make is this: instead of trashing your product, and let this be a lesson. Instead of trashing your product, okay, make the product as comfortable. Instead of trashing like whatever product you're on the field or whatever players you have on the field, make the players as comfortable as possible. Okay, and if you have any problems with the players on the field, do your business privately. Simple as that. Okay. So I mean, with that being said, Nate, unless you have anything else to say, I wish the Seattle Mariners the best of luck in finding a president and a CEO. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Like, I hate to tell you this, but like Kevin Mathers, I wish him the best of luck too. I hope he's learned from this situation,
Right, right.
because
I do too.
and this is a lesson to people. One bad mistake could easily go down to a downfall. So make the right choices. Obviously, we all make mistakes, but the whole point of making these mistakes is to learn from them. And hopefully Kevin Mathers learns from his mistakes. It can move forward in his life. So with that being said, good luck to the Seattle Mariners. Good luck to Kevin Mathers, and to everybody listening right now. Let this be a lesson. Just make the right choices.